This conference will now be recorded.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us for the BYF Ambassadors My Journey to Construction series. We're here with Jeff. He's going to start us off and tell us a little bit about who he is and what he does.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jeff Austin. I work for Brooks Construction. We're an asphalt contractor here in Northeast Indiana. My official job title is pavement and project technologist. So, in charge of the QC, do a lot of research into what's up and coming in the asphalt industry or construction industry, new technologies, new materials, that sort of thing. Just trying to keep on a leading edge.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeff. We're talking to some high school students today. So can you start off and tell us a little bit about what you did to get into the construction industry?
Yeah, well, a little brief background, I guess. Before I got into the construction industry, I was in the U.S. Army. So when I got out of the Army here, my career path was federal law enforcement. Was pretty strong into that, and in the meantime, they don't hire right away. It's a long process. So I got in the construction industry and started working as a laborer here at Brooks, and just kind of fell in love with it. So I had a bachelor's degree prior, and then I decided to go back again to college and get a master's in construction science technology, and started off as a laborer and just worked my way up into the company.
Awesome. What's your favorite part about your job right now?
That every day is not the same. Stuff's different. It's always evolving. It's always changing. Technology is changing rapidly right now in this industry. Trying to stay on top of that. We do a lot of road construction, so it's something new every day. Jobs are sort of similar, but there's always stuff different also about them. So it's one of the things we love just about this industry as a whole is, you get to do something different every day, and it's a tangible. You get to see your results. It's tangible. You get to see what you've built and drive on it, and your family drives on it. So it's a great experience.
Awesome. You said earlier that you got your start in the military. Was that your first job?
No, actually, my first job, I guess, in high school, I worked at it's called Mike's Car Wash. That's what I did in high school. And throughout college, I tended brick. I was a brick laborer for a small brick contractor. We did homes and some commercial buildings. And so through college, I, labored as a brick tender. And then once I graduated, I decided to join the military and do 4 years in there, and did my 4 years and came back and started back in the construction industry.
Awesome. Will you tell us a little bit more about high school and what high school was like for you? What did you do? What did you study? What other things were you involved in?
During high school, I guess, just like every other high school kid, try to get involved as much as possible. I played baseball. I was in band. Basically that's, just normal everyday high school stuff. Just hanging out with friends, and I studied pretty hard. I was pretty good at school. I tried to study as much as possible, and I always liked the challenge of learning new things, and took advantage of it.
When you were in high school, did you get any certificates or certifications for the construction industry specifically? Was that something that was on your radar?
No, not really. Not at that time. I kind of wish I would have. There's some things that as high schoolers, there's stuff our industry always looks for, like an OSHA 30, and there's OSHA stuff and safety things, and math. Our industry is heavily on math, so math's a great tool to learn, and some of these formulas and that sort of thing. So I did not during high school, but any kind of certificate in the construction industry, as far as what trades or whatever, which way you want to go. But if there's opportunities, I would definitely take advantage of them.
That's great to hear. Will you tell us a little bit about your journey as a laborer? You said you started in the brick construction company as a laborer, and then both at Brooks as well. tell us a little bit about, starting at that level and then working your way up?
So yeah, the brick during college, and then I went to the military. And then here at Brooks, I started off on we call them prep crews here, but it was a pipe, dirt kind of a crew. So we did a lot of. Actually, my first job was on a concrete box culvert, and then I just worked as labor for 2 or 3 years in that, anywhere from water line to sewer line to sanitary. The storm sewer lines to dirt and stone for parking lots. And then after that time frame, I decided, I wanted another side of laboring in our industry. So I went on to an asphalt paving crew for 4 years. And I was on a highway crew. So we did a lot of, highways, state roads, interstates, that kind of asphalt paving. So I spent 4 years doing that, and then just kept knocking on the door, trying to get in to the project management role. And eventually they needed a spot, so I applied and got accepted as a project manager here at Brooks, and just been trying to work my way up ever since.
Awesome. As you moved up the ranks, would you say that there were any skills that you learned in high school or maybe even through your military career that you found to be super valuable as you progressed into Brooks's hierarchy?
I guess some of the skills you learn in high school and a way up. You kind of to listen and try to learn and take everything you can from the older generation, so to speak, and see where, what they've done, because the more you learn from them and their mistakes, the better off you're going to be. And just be able to talk with them, some of those soft skills of talking to them and listening, and just having a general conversation with the older generation that's been doing it for years. And as long as you're willing to do that, they're willing to talk to you. And if you're eager to learn, people are eager to teach.
I think that's a really great piece of advice there. In your opinion, why should somebody consider the construction industry as a career for them?
I've been doing it for 12, 13 years now, and it's I wake up every morning and I'm happy to go to work, because it's something new and challenging every day. Like I said, it's something that I said earlier is tangible. It's something you can look at and say, you know what, I did this, and you can show people, I built this parking lot, or I helped pave this road, or I put this water line in to service this, this subdivision, and just the new, and it's ever changing. And right now, this, like I said earlier, was the technology is increasing rapidly, in between autonomous rollers and universal total stations on 3D paving, and the technology is exploding right now. So that was a great time to get in and start learning these new skills.
Sounds like there's a lot of opportunity there. As we wrap up our time together, do you have any last advice or information you'd just like to share with the group of high school students that'll be watching these?
I would say if you're thinking about it, start asking questions and seeing what opportunities there are. If it's not, Brooks or this side of construction, just to see what opportunities there are, and continue to ask questions and to continue to learn. If you see an opportunity, you might jump on it. If there's a certificate or somebody's offering something, a skill set that you say, yeah, I might need or I might not, you might as well take it, because it's not good. The more you learn, the better off you are. So that'd be my advice.
Awesome, Jeff. Well, thanks so much for your time today. We appreciate it. Great to get to know you. Again, thanks so much to Jeff from Brooks.
Thank you very much.